Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and it's time to bring together some of the big bads from the last several sets to create an Simic ramp experience that many a ramp player can enjoy. So we have all kinds of great top end in the format that even substitutes on the low end. I'll show you what I mean. Cards like the new Anticausal Vestige can be warped in for 4 mana, and then at the end step they exile into what I'll refer to as the warp zone, and it will let you draw a card and then put a permanent onto the battlefield with mana value equal to or less than the number of lands you have in play. This can ramp you, or it can cheat big things into play and give you a play for later in the game if you want to cast it for 6 and continue to dig through your deck. And as we ramp up, we get to do so many other cool things as well. Morang River Regent is a dragon that bounces 2 things, but can also be a card draw spell in the mid game. All of these modal abilities really add up to make a Simic ramp deck that doesn't run out of things to do when it doesn't have the mana, and that's very important for decks like these. Sire of 7 Deaths and Ugin Eye of the Storms hold up the top end of making sure that the opponent gets completely obliterated once we have the mana to do so. But Bloomvale Regent, Overlord of the Hauntwoods, Lumbering World Wagon all ramp us on as early as turn 2, thanks to the power of Llanowar Elves. This deck gets up there in mana very quickly, and it uses the dragon package to use Roiling Dragonstorm and Dispelling Exhale to keep the opponent off balance. And speaking of off balance, 4 copies of Into the Floodmaw keep their early game from completely running us over. Guys, this deck goes big and it goes powerful, and if you want to play Timmy Magic in Standard today, I highly recommend it. These games were a ton of fun, and the deck is more powerful than even the sum of its parts would indicate. The Morang River Regent and Anticausal Vestige in particular are always making sure that your turns feel fun, exciting, and interactive. So, with cool decisions to make and giant monsters to play, let's dive in and let the nonsense begin. Oh, Llanowar Elves on the play? My birthday came early. You can submit now. Life gain. Interesting. Let's regent up some forests. We are off to the races. We are going to have plenty of mana. And the opponent, well, they're going to have plenty of life. Who will win? Essence Channeler gets bigger every time they play a creature because of Hinterland Sanctifier. Let's use the Vestige. And let's also play the Llanowar Elves. So by paying the warp cost at end step as exiles, I will draw a card for it leaving the battlefield. We'll put a permanent onto the battlefield. That will be the Lumbering World Wagon. And let's go get this island. Enduring Innocence. They are drawing cards, gaining life, and making power toughness. I think I just take the blocks where I can. I'll have the mana next turn. I'll have the mana for most of the rest of the game to do what I need to do. What I need is the time to play my spells. You know, right as I say that. Sure, I think Eldrazi is a great name. And then I cast you. Do I attack with this wagon when they're at 22? I think they're going to shelter this by Ghost anyway, but then I do have a wagon to block with. So, yeah. Let's make them figure out how to attack me through these conditions. It is an aggro deck at the end of the day, the life gain deck. Don't let their life total be concerning to you. We'll lower their life total later once we've drawn Ugin and exiled all of their favorite cards. Or maybe some big dragons. But in the meantime, they're going to draw a lot of cards. We don't like that. But they are afraid. We have scared them. Unfortunately, all we've drawn is land. So I could send in the World Wagon and keep digging lands out of the deck. There's not a lot of point to that. Not to mention I would tap this and just get counter-attacked. And they can block with these Innocences and bring them back as enchantments anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We're just waiting, and maybe we can hit something with Dispelling Exhale. Probably not, though, now that they're up to 5 lands. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. We've got a very small window to draw what we need. A very small window. Ugin? Come here, Ugin. I would also accept some Meringue River Regents. That would be nice. They are really looking at this card like terrified. It's just a 7/5. And if your Channeler dies, you can put the counter somewhere else. It's not the worst deal. In fact, I'm probably not even blocking with this right away. My wagon can't do much. Oh, they have a Shelter by Ghosts. Oh, this is good. I can tell they're thinking about what to target with it. It's not going to resolve if they cast it this turn. But that rope is running. Yep, there it is. It's a mid-0, but you still don't have 2 to pay. One of their key cards, that Shelter by Ghosts. Not much else can get something off the board. So despite all of their awesomeness, they still can't attack yet, and we get a few more draw steps to try to get into this game. I think I warp this. I really do. Because if you warp it, you get another card, and then when I cast it and then it dies later, I get another card. So let's do it. Let's warp. And I'm gonna send this wagon. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. This wagon is coming over. I may as well play this first, because that extra point, right? Get it. Look around, guys. Look at the monsters. All we gotta do is draw them. Yeah, those are the blocks I'd make. But hey, that means they don't attack later. 1 and 8. Nice. One sheep took a much bigger punch than the other. Look at that life gain. All right. Exile that, draw me a card. Come on, make it a good one. Make it a good one. Sure. Why not? How about that? I can't turn free down. That's just a great price. Even though I'd love to warp that to get deeper into the deck as well. Rogue's Passage? The Commander players have invaded Standard. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, they're not using it this turn. They're playing a Radiant Angel. If they gain 5 life, they get more flyers. They have another one. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay. Come on, into the Flood Maw one time. One time. I'm getting grouchy. I don't like it when I get... Ooh. Oh, this is not what I... No. This is not good. This is good for nobody. The salt is going to be really strong, you guys. It's going to be really strong. Oh my gosh, it was one away. Of course it was one away. Okay. Okay. That's huge, though. That's huge. But how do we stop these flyers? I mean, it feels like we have to hit the Essence Channeler, but we're taking 7 in the air. I mean, it is what it is. They're at 40. It doesn't feel like attacking them does me much good. They also keep holding priority with 1 white, and they keep leaving 1 white open. That could mean something bad. That could mean they have a protection spell. But what we're looking for is Rogue's Passage on the Channeler. That's what we're looking for. There it is. The careful attacks. Oh my goodness. I might even, yeah, like I said, I might get blown out here. I pay the ward. Do they have a hexproof maneuver? Dude, the most never didn't have it play you've ever seen in your life. First they came for Commander, now they're coming for Standard. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. All right. Well, if it's gonna be one of those days, we're just gonna have to be tough. Just gonna have to get tough. Turn 1 Llanowar Elves. It wasn't good enough last time. We never had Sire of 7 Deaths, did we? I mean, this is all you can ask for. If you are turn 1 elfing, turn 2 3 mana ramping, then this deck is doing what it needs to do. Scavenger. So this is much more likely to be a more, what would you say, a traditional meta style pixie type deck or aura deck, but it feels all too familiar after my last beating. So if you're fetching a land and you have your colors and you're fetching a basic, always get the islands first with your world wagons, because the dragon that gets 2 forests can only get 2 forests, and if you run out of forests, it doesn't get forests anymore. Double scavenger is always scary. 100% scary. A vestige next turn would be so nice to crew up this wagon. But they are tanking on something. What is it? What are you doing? Okay. Wonder what they were thinking about. I mean, that's, oh, look at that. It's turn 2. They are going to have how much power and toughness? 7? Wow. That's a lot of power and toughness. So I think I go after him with the world wagon here. And that means I cast you. We're trying to get to the sire as quickly and powerfully as we can. This means I'm going to take a really big punch. And I am counting on being okay. That we're untapping, casting Sire 7 Deaths, and having Flood Maw. And it looks like they want to make a trade, which is great for us. We'll take that. Our wagon already got us 2 lands. If their hand is a bunch of cards like Nowhere to Run, I mean, it's annoying because of how large they'll make these scavengers. But our deck is got a lot of big monsters. We're not as worried about those cards as, say, a small creature deck would be. Yeah, there's an example. And that's even an artifact. It doesn't even work with their scavengers. So yeah, this is, it's trying to be aggressive Pixie without Hopeless Nightmare. But Hopeless Nightmare was a card that made that deck go because they could just burn you out. Give me everywhere. We're taking 6. See if they want to remove this. If they do, they go to 5 and the Overlord could kill them. So they would need to be able to remove this and also hit me for 11. That's asking a lot. It's asking too much, is what we're saying. It's asking way too much. Got that one. Opponent goes first. Yeah, Llanowar Elves and counter some spells. This looks fun. Until they became blue-white control, then it became scary. But let's see. Let's see what they do. Never mind, they're artifacts. How do we beat artifacts? I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to do it like this. If they can't resolve their Simulacrum Synthesizer, they want to resolve a Star Cage. I mean, 2 elves and they get their relic. I mean, do I let that happen? Nah. I need my mana. If I don't let them resolve, though, United Battlefront, I think we'll be okay. Oh, I do need to draw some non-land cards. This is getting stupid. We've drawn Llanowar Elves. We did draw the wagon. Yeah, they can have a crag. They do need Simulacrum Synthesizer and United Battlefront to be effective, so let's go right after this card. Oh, guys, I'm not even gonna joke. I forgot this was in my deck. Is this when it leaves? Enters or leaves? Submit 0. I forgot I was playing an Ugin deck. That's how these games have gone so far. I forgot all about Ugin Eye of the Storms. What a card. What a powerful, powerful magic card. Now, is it good against the artifact deck? Maybe not. That snare, though, is fine. Okay, we'll make them cast that snare again. What else can a dragon bounce here? The Iron Crag, I guess? I have a dragon. I have an Ugin. Oh, they hate it. So I miscounted my lands. I would have left 1 elf untapped and attacked with that elf. So I was going to go -1 damage there for those wondering why I would do such a thing. I was just trying to leave up Flood Maw and I miscounted my lands. Did I have fun this match? I mean, more than they did. Let's see. Can we keep turn 2 counter, turn 3 ramp? This is definitely a hand that I want to mulligan. And it's right on the border. I'm going to keep it, see what happens. They got a planet? This is usually Coma. The Rescue Beastie. And we got to watch out for that. I wonder if they have Cavern of Souls. So what they usually try to do is cheat out Omniscience or Valgavoth or something like that. And without a mana advantage, there is not much we can do but stare. But right now, maybe it's artifacts, actually. There's no green here. And they're just passing? I mean, I'm going to keep staring. I'm too nervous. Like, in this format, with a planet on the field, a Coma is just game over. But it looks like we're against artifacts again. And this is definitely a card we wish to counter. All right, let's get our Anticausal Vestige team going and see if this game works out differently from the last. So we get that draw. We put out this World Wagon who goes and finds the island. And the ramp is happening. But one thing we didn't really get into in the last game is that the Ugin Eye of the Storms can't exile the tokens made by Simulacrum Synthesizer. And we're still a turn away from casting this Ugin. But drawing something like a Flood Maw to set this back would be huge. But this is their key card. It makes an army of constructs every time they cast big artifacts. They scry 2 to the bottom. So what do we do? Play a dragon? We certainly need to set up. We would love to crew up the World Wagon. Getting a Vestige on the battlefield would be good too. We have 6 mana. We could just cast this Crew Wagon attack, save everything in our hand. We could also warp this Vestige. And then we put out like a 6-drop on end step. We also, if we do that, we cast the Elf. I think that's pretty good. I think that's better because we get a card as well. This also gets a ton of damage if you crew that wagon, knocking them to 13. Trigger. There's a draw and a 7-drop comes in. It could be Ugin. If it's Ugin, we don't get to use the ability. They might exile it before we get anything. I'm not doing Ugin. But these attack for more than the Overlords. So let's go for another World Wagon. The Ugin trigger, when we cast it, not when we cheat out, when we cast it, can get rid of the synthesizer. I think we're gonna need it, but if we just put Ugin down now and they Perilous Snare it, then they get a construct and the Ugin's gone and we gained nothing. Oh my goodness, another one. They always have 2. How do they always have 2? Seven mana. And then we can make 3 mana. If we make 3 mana, we can play the Overlord. If we play the Overlord, we can crew a wagon and attack with it. We can also... They have mana open, right? That's very concerning. But I think this is the way. Get him. It's just a little 2/2 construct. Instead of taking 10, and they block, and Ugin is on board. There are 2 Vestiges waiting to come out. There's the snare for the Ugin. But you gotta feel like the Ugin job was done, getting rid of something, as well as accelerating us. Braided Net, 2 5/5s now. The opponent's trying to rally, and that, of course, is a land off the top. Why wouldn't it be? Screw this up. Braided Net will probably tap something. And yeah, they want to tap it before it's a creature so that I can't tap it to crew the other wagon. Oh, that's a choice. All right, attacking with these, they trade, but they only have one synthesizer, so I think we go for it. And then what do we have left over? 5? I guess we'd prefer 6. Surely we won't draw land again. That couldn't happen. There are other lines where I could hold up the exhale, but I just feel like I'm so far in front right now. But let's see. That's one of the cards they needed. They've drawn 2 synthesizers, 2 battlefronts, and they've hit a 3rd synthesizer. I mean, wow. Wow. It's good to be good at Magic. And now they're 8/8s. I've got to draw something to interact. Like a Flood Maw? Flood Maw would be great. Another Ugin would be amazing. It's a counter spell. Okay. Well, if they block these, I draw. All I gotta do is remove something. Or draw into something good. That removes 1 artifact on the field. I have faith. This is ludicrous, but here's the thing. I don't think our situation improves. So I'm sending. And when I draw cards off these vestiges, it's going to be the card we need. That's my prediction. We're going to draw what we need here. Our deck has so many bangers. It has so many hits. There's no way this goes wrong. There's no way this goes wrong. Absolutely not. No! Are you kidding me right now? We lose. That's 24. We just lose. I stand by it. If I sit back, they tap 1 vestige, untap, tap the other, and attack me anyway. I stand by it. But my gosh. Some days I just need to hug my wall. Nobody else will hug me. Hey, Llanowar Elves. I mean, these hands have been great. It's like the RNG emerges vicious and cruel in the mid game to snipe at me. All right, rabbits. Bunny wabbits. Give me dragon. That's fun. Give me world wagon. That's fun. I like the deck. I can't deny. It's a fun deck. Even when I'm having we'll call it difficulties. Even when I'm having difficulties, I am enjoying it, which is, that's a good thing. Can't say that for all standard all the time. All the standards of recent past. It hasn't always been true, but man, does it feel good when it is. All right, let's do this thing. Keep world wagoning them. Say hello. Now, if only I had 1 more land on the field, right? Then this vestige would get me a dragon, but I think I ramped about as hard as you can ask me to. So let's go Dragon Storm, baby. It's a permanent. Isn't that sweet? Oh my gosh, it's into the Flood Maw. My beautiful card here to make sure that I have I won every game where I drew this? I think I have. Every game with a Flood Maw. It's got 100 million% win rate. They are playing though. They came to play. The bunnies have us down to 12. And these things are a problem. Because now bouncing these, they buff the recruits. But still, when you play the dragon, you make a 6/7. That's really good. Am I really blocking with one of these? Am I getting a tap land out of the way? I think I need blue open though. let's count carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that leaves us one land that we can still play. Yeah, let's do it like this. So if I bounce the token, that's one gone completely. And then this. So I think it's this and this. And they're going to put counters elsewhere, but they still have a dragon to navigate. They are at 15. Do I want to be aggressive? I have Floodmaw. Look how big they're making this Warren Guard. Dude, surely I can play tempo here. Surely this will be okay. I'm not playing the Dragonstorm here. I'm bouncing. Dude, I'm attacking for 7 and I have a 6/7 flyer. You don't want to... You're taking that? Bam. Okay. I don't know what they have. Today's been weird. I have lost to craziness. I am taking no risks. They are tapped out. I am bouncing this bunny. I'm leaving them with only a 3/2 to face my board. I think that wins me the game. And I'm not risking any 1 mana protection from this and that. Probably have a card that says specifically Into the Floodmaw does not resolve this turn. I'm not risking it. Valley Might Caller. There's a Warren Guard. You want to attack? Dude, you love the spirit. You love how they're going for it, don't you? All right, let's see what we get when I use Roiling Dragonstorm. Dispelling Exhale. How dangerous should we be against these bunnies? They have to block this. They have to. And in the air, I can knock them to 2. Let's put out... Let's leave up Dispelling Exhale. Let's play the Vestige. Oh, man. Oh, man. I can't believe I'm doing this. I think I don't attack with the dragon. I think I'd rather they trade away a piece of their board. Can they beat me? If I have up 1 Llanowar Elf... They have Trample. I mean, that is serious stuff. It's a lot closer than it looks. They have to block this. So they're in old school Magic terminology, the Abyss, where they have to block something every turn. Now their rabbits can't be countered. And they can do that twice. That can be countered. Behold, a dragon. Oh my goodness, but look how close it is. It is so close. They scoop it up. Are they dead on the crackback? They have to block here. Yep, they're dead on the crackback. This rabbit's scaring me today. Everything's scaring me today, but it's fun.